That blurry blonde person right there is Veronica Roth with the blonde hair, right there. You see her.
So thank you for coming. The bridge on the way back down is kind of steep. Just know that. Be careful. Have fun. I don't really know if I have any announcements. Keep the sidewalks clear. Support our local businesses. Don't block their doorways. Buy their biscuits, their macaroons.
Bicycle books with a bag of candy and said, "Jonathan Sanchez, do you want to be friends? We're working on a book." We wrote a book. He said, "Yay, get out of my store," and that's how this all began. So the woman who forced us to write a book together, affectionately known as the Punisher, New York Times #1 best-selling, worldwide bestseller, author of the not just Beautiful Creatures, but the soon-to-be released Fall 2016 book, The Lovely Reckless, published by my favorite person, Erin, at Imprint Reads. Is it Imprint? Imprint. Getting it right. That's what Yallfest is all about. My better half, Cami Garcia.
#1 New York Times bestselling, USA Today bestseller, international bestseller of the Fear Street novels and the Goosebumps novels. Mr. R.L. Stein. If we get to be his friend, saying, I only got to be his friend recently, so it's an important thing to me. He has won 3 Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards, which I was actually excited to know. Of all the fancy things he's won, that was the thing he was like, that's the one you should tell them about.
You get the orange blend.
He is also a Bram Stoker Award winner. He had, the #1 movie in America, Goosebumps, released on October 17th. And then, she's no big deal. But then we have Rochelle Mead, #1 New York Times bestseller, USA Today, wait for it, there's a long list. International bestseller of Vampire Academy, Bloodlines, the spin-off, also of many, many adult novels. Her newest release is actually here, it just came out, it's called Soundless, it's amazing. And The Glittering Court, a new, not standalone, series from Rochelle Mead, will be coming out in April 2016. Her movie, Vampire Academy, based upon her novel of the same name, released in 2014. She will be signing her new book, Soundless, and all of their books are here. She is fantastically famous and redheaded. So, let's give Rochelle a huge hand.
Took off. It was, it was kids telling kids. It was a secret kids network. Something. I think this is how all the book crazes take place. I think that's how Harry Potter got going. It wasn't advertising, or the Hunger Games. It's all kids telling kids. And somehow it just happened all over the world. It's an amazing thing.
How long?
I had no idea, of course. I was just...
Was there a specific moment, though, where you went to an event, or you opened the paper, or you were in a bookstore, where you kind of were like, oh my God, this is a thing?
Yeah. Well, I went back to my hometown, Columbus, Ohio. And what? Hey, I got out. I never get applause for Columbus, Ohio.
That's what's different about Yallfest, see?
That's where Liva Bray will be sitting, right in that spot.
Maybe this is a Dulcie story, maybe it isn't. I'll tell it and then you can tell me. But I flew here yesterday from the city of Los Angeles, where I do not live. And so I was staying in a hotel. And the hotel had a restaurant and a bar that has one of those little things that's a wall of wine. You know what I'm talking about? Well, the wine bottles go up and up and up. And just as, this is true, just as I was checking into the hotel, a wine bottle fell from a very high shelf, and the man behind the counter just caught it. Caught it, and no one said anything at all. So I was the only person going, got it!
One of the things I was very jealous of and have been jealous of for some time is Margot Lanigan's sentences.
On the way out of the keynote this morning, I was like, hey baby, let's go hang out in the green room for a little bit. But she's like, it's sweetie, we've got a panel right now. And I was like, no, it's not till 11. And she's like, it's almost 11. It's time for the panel. I was like, okay, where are we?
I had to check it in the paper, and then I said, oh, hey, I'm on.
That makes me feel better. You just caught me as I fell. I did not shatter.
Yes. I'm the tool.
I always say that there's so many things that I can feel jealous about. I have to let it pass through me like diarrhea. It's like, do not go in there. I just laid down some jealousy. I'm clearly here to class up the joint. I'm here to class up the joint. I did this until the first poop joke.
This is already my favorite panel in the history of this festival. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Wow, now what do I do next? I top the poop joke.
No, you can't top the poop
You
joke.
can't top the poop
So,
joke.
like,
Just
retreat.
Just leave it, so to speak. I was thinking about two things that I was jealous of recently. One is has anybody downloaded the soundtrack for Hamilton?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I feel like Lin-Manuel Miranda is also off the table. I'm part of an anthology that Steph Perkins is putting together, and the first story in the anthology is by Leigh Bardugo, the amazing Leigh Bardugo.
Leigh Bardugo.
We had copy edits, and so we got the whole thing, and it came to me, and it was the first story, and I was like, I'm just gonna read a page. And I got it was by the second paragraph, there was the most beautiful turn of phrase, and it was just so commanding and masterful, and I was just like, oh man, I suck. But then, what I did was I read the whole thing, and I just thoroughly enjoyed it, and then I told Leigh how much I loved her story. It does, because of that curated aspect, I think, since you're only seeing, you're only seeing the Beyonce shots. Since everything is always feels, or it can feel when
It's all airbrushed. I think
or because you're only getting a part of it, you're not seeing, as we've talked about, you're not seeing all the struggle that's gone into it. You're not seeing that somebody sat for hours and hours and hours working on that manuscript. Maybe all you see is oh, you just got a movie deal. I just made some peanut butter toast.
wondering kind of how you were navigating this because I know what I like.
Did you like the jealousy panel?
Yes.
What was your favorite part?
Daniel Handler. Just all of it.
Just all
Every
of it,
expression he made.
Then you have Scott Westerfeld there. Did you like the panel? Did you love it? You're so close to Liverpool right now.
That goes into building those worlds, and I was wondering if you would talk a little bit about how you research, what you research, how you figure out what you're going to research, and also if there's anything interesting or weird that has come up for you that has shaped your world in a way that was surprising. Also, what did you have for breakfast today?
Oh my god, I had this gravy, this biscuits and gravy, you guys. I could have just gone swimming.
You don't know how to do it. It goes to be or not to be. That is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, and this is the wheel of fortune good. To take arms against a sea of troubles, and that's the sea, by opposing and them.
We're still in Charleston with people. And we just got out of the greatest panels, 2 panels. The first one was about jealousy in writing, and Libba Gray was there along with Lemony Snicket, and Scott Westerfeld, everybody was there. And then the second one was about historical world building, hosted by Libba Gray. And I asked a question, and my heart stopped, and wow, what a day.